Hey Team MG, we're here with Ocho. Ocho is an 8-year-old Paso, and today's video we're going to be working on how to get your explosive horse dormant, how to make your hot horse push button. Whenever you have a horse like Ocho that has come from a working life and fizzled out of it, they're always thinking go, go, go. And the more explosive a horse is, the less we react. And we have to change that. It's a horse's natural reaction to react and to explode and to run. It's a person's normal natural reaction to freeze up. And we have to change that. We have to make a switch between the two of us. And we have to be the ones that can get proactive, and we have to get Ocho to be the one to freeze up. So we're just gonna go through our steps that you've seen in our other videos, and you're gonna see some of his reactions. And whenever he goes above and beyond, we're not gonna freeze up or shrink into ourselves. We're gonna give him more, not less. And that's the biggest misconception when it comes to hot, explosive type horses. If I'm careful around the horse, I'm creating a horse that I'll always have to be careful around. So I'm gonna be above and beyond with him and spastic. He needs to worry about me, I don't worry about him. So we're just gonna take him here. So the awesome thing about a sensitive horse is you see that he is respectful and he backs off, so he passes kindergarten with no problems. Now we're gonna come over here and start first grade, which is undivided attention, and I simply want him to walk a circle around me and give me his face. So you see he has a hard time bending. So I'm just gonna reach here and grab the stirrup leather. There you go. Very nice. So if you are gonna take anything from my ideology or the experiences I've had with horses all around the world, understand this: control the head, control the horse. What I mean by that is, so this is the day 2 of us working him, and yesterday he would not give us his head at all. Now that we can control his head a little better with the halter, I can control the 3 body parts that I need to be able to move. I can move his shoulders, I can move his hindquarters, shoulders, hindquarters, shoulders, hindquarters. Well, imagine if you could control the front and the back of the horse, he doesn't have very much say about where the middle of him goes. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. There we go. You see him licking and chewing and really processing what's going on instead of trying to react. Hindquarters, shoulders. And when I say hindquarters or shoulders, that means physically, since I have control of his face, I can take his face to whatever body part I want to move and make it happen manually. I don't have to ask, I don't have to aid, I don't have to touch him with a spur, I don't have to bump on him. Here's your face, move your butt. Here's your face, move your butt. That's what control of the head does for you. For years and years, I softened and flexed and loosened horses and didn't understand why, other than, oh, you don't want them pulling, so make them soft. Nobody ever just sat me down and said, hey, if you have control of the head, you have control of the horse. You can control any body part you want. You want side passes? Control the head. You want diagonals? Control the head. You want spins? Control the head. You want him to pivot on his forehand and move his butt? Control his head. And right here you see in one day's work, he went from not being able to give his head to now I can move whatever body part I want with his head. Perfect. So to get to this point yesterday took us about 30 minutes. Now we're here in 5 minutes. The next thing I want to see is for him to drop his head. 2 things that I have to see on any horse before I ride, and I don't care if it's a kid's horse or a lesson horse or a school horse, assumption is the fatherhood of error. So you telling me your horse is broke isn't proof to me, the horse has to tell me. And for me, a horse that's broke backs up out of your space with no pressure. Another thing, drops his head below yours. So right here, I want to see him drop his head down. You see he has a little resistance here. I just hold a little downward pressure. My forearm is on his forehead. There we go. My forearm's on his forehead. So if he throws a bite or a strike or flings his head, he won't hit me in the teeth. I don't want to get summer teeth, you know. Some are here, some are there, some are dangling in your mouth. So I'm just waiting for him to drop. If he drops an inch from here, I'm going to release and pet him. There we go, buddy. Now notice when I pet him above his pole here, because if he picks it up, I want to catch him quickly. I don't want to wait for him to get his head way up again. Drop your head. I'm just waiting for him here. So right behind the pole, there's a soft spot, and that's where you want to put your fingers so that he puts pressure on that, and all he has to do to release that pressure is relax and drop his head. If he drops his head an inch, he'll feel a big release. Nice. And spending an extra 2 minutes or 5 minutes right here might save me a week's worth of work trying to get his respect from the saddle. Thank you, sir. Beautiful. All right. From here, we're going to do a little desensitizing. The first thing that we're trying to teach this horse is how to stand still. I touch the air around him first. If that doesn't bother him, we fling it up on him. So right here, you see I stay close to that shoulder. So whenever I touch him, he can't bring his butt my way because I'm holding onto his face. He would have to drag my whole body. So as long as his nose is tipped my way, I don't have to worry about him bringing his hips my way. But that's the freeze up that I'm talking about. So a lot of folks, with the reaction that this horse can give is so quick and the kicks that he can throw, they don't want to push his buttons. I want to push all of his buttons again and again and again and make him uncomfortable and bother him. There we go. There we go. Very nice. As soon as he passes the test, we move on to the next thing. The next thing for this horse is going to be the flag stick. Do you see how I carry myself as if it's another day at the office? Might as well be a Monday. So everybody talks about the left and the right side of the horse, and that's true, they do have a left and right side, but they have 4 quadrants of their vision. Left, right, above, and below. That's how you can ride a broke horse and go over a wet spot in the sand and they jump it like the Grand Prix. Or you could be on a broke horse and take a water bottle out of your pocket and they jump out of their skin. Give it back. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. So yesterday by this time, he was pouring in sweat. He was throwing kicks like Jackie Chan. He was trying to knock our head off. Today he's freezing up for us. And they say a horse, it takes 3 times for a horse to learn anything. I think that's ridiculous. It takes you 3 times to learn something if you're breathing your lungs out. Okay, you just ran around and around and around. Well, yeah, then it takes a long time to learn. That's the whole purpose of doing everything from calm and from cold, is it gives the horse a real learning opportunity. So, flexing and desensitizing at a standstill is a good thing. We all know this. It's 2019. Everybody that's watching this video, that's here at this clinic, we know that, hey, flexing and desensitizing is good. At a standstill, it's just the concept. It's about as valuable as the steering wheel and the brakes in your parked car. When's the last time that you got hurt at a standstill that you hadn't been drinking too much? That's the question. You get hurt in motion. So getting him to freeze up was just step 1. Now, we need to see if we can move his feet and stay in control of him. If we cannot, if he runs us over or drags us around, that tells us that he's not ready to ride. So we're gonna try to move his feet here. There we go. You see he still stops for us? Perfect. He still gives us the steering wheel to the left side. He gives us the steering wheel to the right side. Good for you, buddy. On the road to recovery. You see, whenever he's excited, he doesn't want to drop his head the same way. So it's not that your horse flexes. It's not that your horse stops or drops his head. It's that he could do it under any scenario. Imagine if your car got in traffic and the brakes stopped working. Wouldn't be a very good car. Yeah. So I feel sorry that we got the camera out today, because the folks at the clinic, if you ask them, they wouldn't believe that this is the same horse from yesterday. That's why yesterday, when everything's going on and you're in the middle of a storm and there's kicks and bites and strikes, and whenever you see that I don't get frustrated about it, it's because I already know the end result. I already know they don't have a chance. I already know that we're gonna win, and they're gonna be calm, quiet, and easy, and we're gonna change their quality of life forever. So there's no reason to get frustrated. You're just lost for the moment, and we're gonna help you find clarity. It's that calm in the storm that makes for a good leader. The horse needs a calm and composed leader. And when a horse is explosive, a horse is lost. A horse like this didn't have enough trust in our leadership to not try to defend himself. So in the past, whenever he was being worked, he didn't trust his leader, or he wouldn't be so defensive. So now when you're trying to rehab a horse like that, you really have to go above and beyond to show him that you're the leader. Not because it's a macho thing, oh, I'm gonna show this horse. No, because if you don't show him that you're the leader, that you're the alpha, that you're in charge, he's not gonna trust your leadership, and he's gonna constantly be trying to defend himself. And we don't want that. So right here, we're just gonna flex. Flex to the left, flex to the right. So all he has to do to pass this test is to flex at a standstill. So I'm just gonna keep flexing until he stops moving his feet. And you see him showing his teeth. That's just him trying to intimidate us, to not pull on him, not flex him. So I'm simply just gonna sit up here like a Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Bar joke, okay. So, horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, hey. Horse says, sure. You get it? You get it? All right. So you see, I don't care what his feet are doing. I don't care what his head are doing. I have one job. I'm always single-minded. I only ever want one thing from a horse. In this scenario, I only want for him to flex. Okay? So if he flexes and moves his feet, I just keep flexing until he can flex one time to each side without moving his feet. And you see he's going backwards, and a lot of times backwards freaks people out. So whenever they go backwards, they stop what they're doing. No, I'm just gonna keep flexing. You go backwards, you're not gonna find a release there. You try to rear up, you're not gonna find a release there. There we go. There we go. So look how I'm taking the wind out of his sail just by not reacting to his reactions. The fact that he's jittery, the fact that he's hot, the fact that his feet are moving, the fact that he shows teeth, none of that matters to me. I just sit up here like it's an easy, like it's not a big deal. And I just keep doing what I'm doing. There we go, 1, 2. Good job. All right. Next thing we're gonna look for is that stop. Good. Now we're gonna see if we can get that vertical flexion. So the vertical flexion is a fancy way of saying put your nose towards the dirt, and we're gonna do this and see if we can do it at command so we can get that nice calm walk consistently. I know for a fact we can get gait consistently because he respects our hands. So look how low I'll take his head, and I'll simply keep his head there. He's a forward enough horse, so he's gonna wanna go forward. This is such light pressure here. Look, I'm literally doing it with 2 fingers. So he has a very difficult time giving his head and moving his feet. There we go. All he has to do is figure out that we're not gonna fight with him, that we're gonna be the consistent variable here. Okay, you start seeing him relaxing into that walk. That's what we're looking for there. Now, if we can keep his head down, he's gonna have a quarter horse flat, quiet walk. The problem is, even though my hands are low and the pressure's low, his feet start moving, he wants to pick his head up. When his head picks up, just like every horse you see here on this farm, when their head's down and they're eating grass, they're relaxed. Right before they run off, they pick their head up. So our ability to be able to drop his pole down to his withers or below it is our ability to get him to move relaxed. All he has to do to get complete release of pressure is to drop his head. I don't want him to walk when everything's perfect. I want him to walk whenever I want to. And the way that we're gonna be able to accomplish that is by getting him to drop his head whenever we want to. There we go. Completely relaxed in my core, sitting up here with horrible equitation. My good friend Nikki, that's an amazing eventer, is saying, you look like poo-poo up there. Yes, I do. But I'm so relaxed, I'm not adding any fuel to the fire, and everything that I'm saying is, hey, drop your head. Hey, drop your head. Hey, I'll give you a release if you drop your head. So now I'll start dropping his head and give him a release. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Who knew walking was that simple? Control the head, control the horse. All right, now we're gonna get some gait out of him. Now notice how my body posture changes. I'll pick my body up and say, okay, now it's time to work. Let's get your head up. Let's get your butt under you. The awesome thing about sensitive horses is they're sensitive. So I don't have to hold him back hard. He doesn't want pressure. So as long as I leave my hands in one place, he doesn't want to go faster. So he can do this here all day long and do it relaxed whenever his mind's in this state that it's at right now. There we go. There we go. That's the transition we're looking for. That we make very clear to him to stop. we completely changed our body posture. If we want 2 different horses, we have to ride like two different people. So I'm high energy, tight core, legs on them. Okay, give me juice. So then when I stop, I can say, excuse me, drop your head, relax, it's okay. My favorite president, Theodore Roosevelt, walk quietly but carry a big stick. We had to be a little assertive with him on day 1 to get his respect. But now that he gave to us, we're giving back. All right, you ready to push him even further, see if he'll do an obstacle? Awesome. So whenever we go to do an obstacle, I'll sit back deep in my saddle. I'll face him at it. But the only way you're getting out of this, complete loose rein. Notice, I don't try to hold him back. There we go. Now that he's starting to commit to go through it, then I can start holding him back. But while he's not committed, if you hold him back, he's gonna refuse you. So the only thing you want is forward motion. And if he doesn't give it to me here, I don't just kick him. I move his feet to the left, move his feet to the right. The awesome thing about a sensitive horse is they're sensitive. So him just looking at that, he'll pressure himself. When I do this with a cold horse, I'm having to kick and create energy and create drive. No, he's like, He's looking for the way out. And the only way out is across the obstacle. If he goes fast over it, as soon as I get to the other side, I'll face him up. As soon as he gets to the other side, I'll face him up. And very quickly, you saw his surge just got smaller and smaller. Now, when the horse isn't surging, that he is committed to going wherever I ask him, then and only then can I hold him back. No, walk, please. If he backs up, I'm gonna shoot him off in this direction. So if the horse backs up, it's all about disengaging the hindquarters, moving his butt. So if he starts backing up, he's just looking for a release of pressure, I'll turn him this way. So if for example, at my house, we have a big lake, a pond. And they send me all these Grand Prix jumpers and fancy schmancy horses imported from Germany and from Argentina. And they've never seen anything but an arena. Usually I work on 1 or 2 days like I worked him in the round pen, and then I go ahead and walk them on down to the pond, riding them. I get from here to the second fence over there, and they say, oh, hell no. I'm a distinguished English lad, and I will not get dirty. I'll kill you. Okay, big buddy, do what you have to. Well, do you see how I ride on a complete loose rein and I ride here? So if the pond is in front of me, if he gets afraid, the only thing he's gonna do is either go left or go right. Okay, he's gonna try to get away. So I'm gonna let him, and when he goes to the left, I'm gonna let him go, and then I'm gonna pull him to the right, and usually they're bigger, they need more energy than this guy would. So I'll pull him to the right, and I'll flank him on the right side. Well, he's come to me because he's bucking people off. The crazy thing is, whenever he disengages and looks this way, he can't grab my hands because I gave him all the reins back. So the only thing he can do is run forward. Now I turn to the left, spank him, run forward, turn to the right, spank him. So I keep going inward and inward and inward, and that horse is drowning in mental pressure. He's looking for the way out. Meantime, I'm just sitting up here, right pop, left pop. That right there was not hard for me, it was hard for him. I tell you again and again, it can't be difficult for you, or the odds of you winning are slim. All the pressure needs to be on the horse. So when I ask him here, good job, buddy. Good job. So, like right here, if that horse is backing up from it, I would simply turn him off one way and bring him back, because I want that forward momentum. And by turning and breaking him this way, and turning and breaking him this way, that's gonna keep him going forward and keep that pressure on him. Some horses, you put that tarp there and I'll be starting the obstacle on the other side of the round pen. because they'll be that afraid of it that they won't be able to. And I'll just serpentine in, serpentine in, serpentine in, never turning their butt to what they're afraid of. Are you ready to ride, young lady? Oh. All right, perfect. Right. All right, so scoot forward in the saddle and roll back on your butt. There you go, perfect. Feet are in there, okay. Now pick up your hands a little bit. All right, there we go, right there. So there we go. Now just let him go. There you go, release him a little bit more. All right. There we go. So the only time that he should feel your hands is if he hops like that he hops into your hands. Meanwhile, he's free there. He gets upset with you when you grab his face. If he's free, but you have him in frame, he's smooth and easy like that. All right, so the big thing, whenever you guys are working with an explosive horse or a sensitive horse or a ticking time bomb, if this horse is a ticking time bomb, you cannot treat him like a ticking time bomb or he will forever be a ticking time bomb. You have to treat him like he's a ranch horse, like you can do anything you want with him. Right, so a big part of that is you have pretty form, you have a tight core, right? So that's good right now. But whenever we're gonna take him around a few more times, whenever we go to walk, you're gonna completely get rid of that nice form. So I want that core tight, I want those legs firm, I want him to know we want it from him. And look, now that he knows and it's consistent work, now he doesn't want to work like that. All right, so I want you to reverse, look over your left shoulder, only pull with your left hand. There you go. Look where you're going. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. That's it. Now all of a sudden we took all the static out of the communication. We took all the hibbity bibbity bobbity rearing and all that stuff out of there. And now we have a horse that's trying to work. All right, reverse to your right. Look over your right shoulder. Touch with your right hand only. There you go. When I say touch with your right hand, you have a gaited horse and he's gaiting and he's in frame. Whenever I go to reverse him, you want him to stay gaiting. So I don't want to just use one rein and bend him. By leaving my outside rein, in this case, she's about to reverse to the left, so her right hand is going to stay at home. So whenever she comes up here, look over your left shoulder, touch and release with your, look where you're going, look where you're going. Look, your eyes went over there and he went over there. So that's a case of energy flows where the attention goes. She looked across the round pin, the horse went across the round pin. All right, look over your right shoulder and look back to the fence where you want to go. There we go. There we go, nice, nice. Sit back. There we go. Good job. What that does, by not releasing that offhand like we've been taught our whole life, that doesn't allow the horse to get out of frame and he stays gaiting. All right, give him a little stop. All right, and release. Stop. There you go, stop. All right, get on a loose rein and put your hands on your legs. There you go, stop, stop, stop. There you go. Now I want you to take the arch out of your lower back. There you go. Sit like a bump on a log. There you go, now let him walk. There you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get a hot, explosive horse dormant. Push button. Thank y'all very much for watching the video. We sure appreciate it.
Well, I guess the biggest thing for me is that I've been told this is a waste of my time to try to get him calm. If it was ever going to happen, it's going to take years and years, and I don't believe anything's broken necessarily. If this horse isn't broken, it's a bright horse. He's always been very good to me, very gentle with me. And just to feel him transition from the gaited horse to a calm horse, I could feel it, his whole body. When I changed mine, he changed his. And there was no pressure, no fighting from him. And it was that partnership you look for in your horse. I haven't had that in a while. Everybody told us we couldn't do it. So thank you, Michael.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure to get in the comments below and give us your feedback. Let us know what all problems you're having, if you're having any problems with the steps, if there's more videos or problems that you would like to see. We just want to better help you bond with your horse and help fix some of your equine problems and reach your equine goals.